Hi guys, so a quick little PSA before the rest of the video continues. You'll see me do my intro again, but this is just a pop in here. This video is not really a video for children. There is some cussing, so I just wanted to put that in there, and I'm very sorry about the sound quality. I did not realize that I had my fan on the whole time, so you can kind of hear that in the background. Anyway, so enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, my name is Renee Joy. I'm very sorry I have not posted lately. I got a lot of stuff going on. I am getting ready to move, and it's just a whole thing. I have a bunch of family and friend birthday parties over the next couple weeks as well, and that's also the time frame that I am moving. But I promise I am trying my best to start posting as much as possible, and yeah, so oh, I would like to do a Q&A video. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. So if you have any questions for me or anything you would like to know, then post it down in the comments. It is 5:44 in the morning currently, and I did my makeup at like 8 o'clock last night, and I fell asleep, so that's why it's kind of a mess, but I did do my red lipstick. I tried to do my own spin on kind of like a Jessica Rabbit thing, because I absolutely love her. Anyway, we're gonna jump to the first story. This one is from, Am I Overreacting? My husband wants to take a solo trip to visit his girl best friend. It has like a thing at the top, and it says, unfortunately, this is all 100% true. Okay. My 34 female, she's 34, he's 34 as well. Anyway, my husband has a girl best friend who I have not gotten along with since they became friends in college. There's a lot of backstory and history, so I will do my best to explain here. Basically, she is a selfish friend who is constantly in crisis and uses this to get him to always save her. He has a bit of a Superman complex and likes to help and save people, and often struggles to communicate effectively. This combo has caused issues big and small throughout the years. At the smallest, not texting back when he's with her, or being beyond the way they have this typed out, or being beyond later than he is supposed to with no communication. By the way, you're sitting on a really flimsy, like, little shelf type thing on my computer, so if it shakes, that is why. Okay, at the biggest, aside from the newest issue, I'm going to explain. Leaving work in the middle of the day to save her in another state during a snowstorm because she got vertigo. Him and her cousin and a friend had to do this, and he let a stranger drive our car in terrible conditions. To be clear, she was safe in a coworker's house, not stranded on the side of the road or anything. Another time, I found out he was hiding in our car to talk to her on the phone. And here we are now. She moved to another time zone this past fall. She visited at least twice since then. In early December, we were at a group outing, and in a conversation with a friend, he casually brought up planning to fly to her city days before Christmas. I am talking like leaving in 2 weeks. I had never heard a word about a trip before that. I confronted him on the way home, both for the fact that he hadn't talked to me about it, and for seemingly bringing it up in public to control my reaction because he knew I wouldn't like it. After talking/fighting about it, he agreed he wouldn't try to do any type of solo trip for her for a year. Then just the other night, we sat down to talk about our planned trips and budget for the year, one of which being a trip to her city together. This trip is for an event and has no attachment to her, and I think we even planned it before she announced her move. I've told him he can plan for a day to see her without me while we're there. He casually dropped and then my solo trip to visit her in March or April. I lost it a bit. We talked in circles about how this isn't what we discussed. He called me controlling and admitted he only agreed to wait a year previously to end that conversation and placate me. I told him he was her fluffer boyfriend. He said even if we can't agree on boundaries for this trip, he still is inclined to go. Now I feel like any trust I had left is broken. We will even follow through or anything we agree to while he is there, or will he just agree to shut me up and do whatever he wants when the time comes? So am I overreacting about my husband's relationship and the idea of him going to see her alone? Yeah, I would 100% not be comfortable with that. And it wouldn't be the fact that, like, I wouldn't trust my partner or whatever, because, like, I do trust him. But that is just overstepping, and she's definitely in the middle of something that she shouldn't be, and that would not be a relationship that I could be in, or that I think this woman should be in, because from what I can tell, she's had the conversations, and he's just not willing to change, and I 100% do not like that. Obviously, I know it's easier said than done, especially when you are married, but ooh, I hope she can get some help. Okay. This is from Am I the Jerk? Am I the jerk for leaving my cousin and her kid stranded after her son almost caused a serious accident? My cousin has a 10-year-old son, no dad in the picture. I've been like an uncle to this kid his whole life. Drove them places, helped his with bills sometimes, took him to do fun stuff when she couldn't afford it. I've always been there for them. This kid has always been wild, not in a cute, energetic way, but in a way that makes you nervous. I've told my cousin so many times she needs to get him checked out. His teachers has said the same thing. She always refuses, says he's just a boy being a boy and everyone needs to stop labeling kids. Last week I was driving them to the mall. We were on the main road going maybe 50 when this kid suddenly unbuckles himself, leans into the front seat and grabs my face, like full on hand over my eyes while I'm driving. I swerved, almost hit someone in the next lane, managed to pull over without crashing, but I was shaking. My hands wouldn't stop trembling. I kept thinking about what could have happened. My cousin was giggling, actually thought it was hilarious, told me to calm down and that he was just messing around. I told them both to get out. She tried to say I was being ridiculous, but I just stared at her until they got out, then I drove off. I do not think that they're the jerk. She is like this. There's a comment under this says not the jerk, and she is a horrible mother. It will only get much worse. Oh Lord. Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous. I have two boys of my own, and yes, kids. I'm not just saying boys, but kids are rowdy, and they're gonna be kids. But this is absolutely next level ridiculous, and I can't imagine what he's gonna be like when he's a teenager. That kid needs discipline, 100%. Something going on. Okay, we're gonna move on. Sorry if I'm going a little quickly. I am very tired. I'm hoping to get a few hours of sleep before my kiddos get up. Okay. Sorry, ooh. Phone started to kind of slide over a little bit. Okay, this next one is, sorry about that. Okay, this next one is, am I in the wrong for wanting a divorce? My husband, 25 male, let's call him Sam, and I, 24 female, have been together for almost 3 years. We got engaged in late 2024 and married mid to late 2025. A lot has changed since then, and I am struggling to figure out whether I'm overreacting or if this is generally not okay. Well, we will be here to give our unsolicited opinion or advice. Okay. When I first met Sam, things were great. We rarely fought, and when we did disagree, we handled it calmly through communication. I came into the relationship with a son from a previous relationship, and Sam and my son bonded almost immediately. The three of us did everything together. We were inseparable. This went on for about a year up until we got engaged. After that, something shifted. Sam became much more irritable and extremely clingy. By clingy, I mean he would call me every 30 minutes on my days off just to check to see what I was doing. I couldn't see or talk to friends without him being present or need to know exactly what was said. When I started pushing back on always having him around, he told me he began losing trust in me. Sorry, in my ponytail, I have one hair that is just pulling like crazy. Okay, then my family became an issue. He started disliking my parents, which led to me limiting how often I saw or talked to them. I tried to get us into therapy before we got married, but that never happened. In his words, the people I asked don't think I need therapy. Okay. We got married anyways, despite a lot of issues leading up to it. Things only spiraled from there. He then focused on my therapy and eventually forced me to stop going because he knew I talked about him during sessions and didn't like it. After that, my job became the problem. I have to travel once a month for overnight training, and he still insists that it's bullshit and he doesn't believe it's legitimate. If you are so worried about someone talking about you in therapy, maybe you should reevaluate how you treat them. I love Sam deeply, but I don't know how much more I can take. I never get a break. I don't feel like my own person anymore. My son cries when Sam comes home from work and has become increasingly clingy toward me. My libido has dropped significantly over the past couple of years due to the constant stress and arguing. I feel like I'm permanently stuck in survival mode as a mom. We fight almost every single day about the same things. It feels like the same argument on repeat. He has threatened to leave me multiple times because he doesn't like that I'm pushing back now. When he starts packing, I cry, but then he stops and puts his things away, and honestly, that makes me feel even worse. I think I want a divorce. Am I in the wrong? No. Get out as soon as you possibly can. This person is getting to from what I can tell from here, he's getting to the point where he can be dangerous. And I'm not just talking about like physical violence, because it's just from what I can see, or like what we just read here, it's a dangerous situation, and I really wish that she didn't get married to this man. But like I said in the previous story, it's better, like it's easier said than done, I guess, especially when you're reading from an outside perspective and you could really see how bad things are, because when you're in the middle of a situation like this, sometimes you can't always see that. But I 100% do not think that this woman is in the wrong. I just hope that she is safe when she does, and that's just that manipulative bullcrud should not be happening in any type of relationship. Oh, sorry, my ponytail is driving me nuts, man. I have like a couple hairs, like one right here and then one right here that is pulling like crazy. I didn't straighten my hair, so it's kind of just a poofy mess, but I think we'll be okay for this. Okay. This is, oh, I just lost count of how many stories we did. So this is, am I the a-hole for telling my brother I'm not comfortable babysitting his kids anymore? Okay, sorry about that. I heard a scary noise. Er, turned out just to be my boyfriend's mother getting up. Okay, so anyway, am I the a-hole for telling my brother I'm not comfortable babysitting his kids anymore? My brother has 2 kids, 6 and 4, and I live close by, so I've been babysitting a lot. It started as a favor here and there, then turned into most weekends. I didn't hate it, but it's stressful. The older one ignores me, the younger one cries if I leave the room, and once my brother came back almost 2 hours late without texting me. When I mentioned it, he said sorry while already grabbing his keys. I stood there holding one of the kids' shoes, not sure what to say. Last weekend, we were at my parents' house. My brother casually asked if I could take the kids again. I hesitated and said maybe, even though I didn't want to. Later, while loading the dishwasher, he asked again. I don't know why I chose that moment, but I said I don't think I'm comfortable babysitting anymore. He froze, laughed like I was joking, then stopped when I didn't laugh back. The dishwasher started beeping and no one moved for a second. I said it was a lot and didn't like being responsible for them, which came out harsher than what I meant. He said, okay, in a flat way and didn't talk to me much after that. The next day, his wife texted saying they were hurt and thought I loved spending time with the kids. I do, but I also feel relieved not having it expected of me anymore. Now things feel awkward and I keep replaying the moment in my head. So am I the a-hole? No, I 100% do not think this person is the a-hole, and I'm going to go from my experiences. I don't really like babysitting, and it's not that I don't love kids, because I have kids of my own. I love, love, love kids. But I don't like the feeling of being responsible for another person's kid unless I like really, really know them, if that makes sense. Or having to do that all the time just for the fact that, I don't know how to really explain it without it kind of sounding cruddy. It's just, if your kiddo falls and bumps their head or, does something that a kid does, jumping off stuff, and they get hurt, then, like, I don't know, it's just, what would happen, what would their reaction be, what would happen or whatever. Like, if my kiddo were, to fall, bump their head, something happened, check them out, make sure they're okay. If not, take them to the hospital and stuff like that. But if that were to happen like with another child under my care, I don't know what I would do. Obviously do all the safety stuff, but like especially with the kids not listening and stuff, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this one other than that, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like I hope someone could kind of understand the jumble of mess I just said. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I'm very tired. It is now currently. Oh, the time on my computer is wrong. Okay, never mind. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I'm trying to think. I got a bunch of them saved here, but there's some of them that are just kind of boring to me. Okay, this one's not saved. Okay. I don't really know how this is gonna go. I have not read this one. Sorry, my ponytail. I know I've said this like 3 times, but it is just driving me nuts. Okay. Am I in the wrong for not supporting my sister in her new lifestyle? Hey y'all. I, female 30, never really post on here, but I'm kind of going through something with my sister, female 17. We are pretty close, so I feel like she can come to me with anything. Last night I was in my room and my sister came to talk to me. She was explaining to me that she loves Little Red Riding Hood and I thought she was pretty cool which I thought was pretty cool at first. But then she goes on to tell me that she is now Red Riding Hood from the Hood. I don't know how to go about this because we've never lived in the Hood and she told me this is her dream. She has even started throwing up gang signs in public and has made her voice deeper. She has also started using slang that she has never used before. My sister has always been into weird storytelling and fantasies, but I didn't think she was this serious. I support my sister in whatever she does, but this is too much for me. I feel like she's coming out as one of those people who dress up as fictional characters or furries. This is not a phase, as she has been into this for about a year. She's also explained to me that this is how she's going to live her life on a daily basis. I love my sister so much. I just don't know how to handle this situation because I know society will judge her. I truly need advice because I feel stuck and I don't know how to support her in this. Please help. I don't know. That can be pretty dangerous. You know, the whole gang sign thing like that, especially, like, depending on where they live, like, that can be very dangerous. Like, she could be out with her sister and she could start, doing all that. And that can get you hurt. Gangs do not play about stuff like that from what I've heard and read in the media. I've never lived in a... Okay, where I live, there is some. I don't really know the gist of it, but I've never been involved in this type of stuff or been in a city or a place where it's just overrun by gangs. So I don't really know, but all the, the stuff that I've heard and I have seen, that is a very dangerous thing to do. And I definitely think that it's kind of dumb, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why she would be doing that. I feel like someone's going to come for me for that, so I'm sorry. Okay. Let's move on to our next story. This is... Oh, this one's... Well, it's decently long. Okay. Would I be the a-hole for expecting my ex to move out of my house after she ended things even though she has nowhere to go? Okay. My ex and I were together for about 3 years and lived together. Okay, I'm just going to restart that. I know I need to learn how to edit and do all that, so I can just cut those parts out, but yeah. Okay. My ex and I were together for about 3 years and lived together for the last year and a half. We live in a condo that I own outright. I bought it a few years ago before we even met. She quit her job last year to go back to school full-time for a graduate program. I supported her through it, paid for everything, rent, groceries, utilities, all of it. I also work full-time and handle most of the household stuff, cooking, cleaning, errands. It's not perfect, but I do my best. The last few months, things got really tense. Her program is demanding and she's been stressed out constantly. She started criticizing everything I did. The way I cleaned wasn't good enough. The meals that I made were boring. I felt like I couldn't do anything right no matter how hard I tried. She might as well get off her butt and do it then. Okay, we had a big blow up a few weeks ago and she ended it. Said she couldn't do this anymore. Honestly, I wasn't even that surprised. We hadn't been happy in a while. But now that we're broken up, I told her that she needs to move out. This is my place. I owned it before her, and I'm the only one on the title. I don't think it's healthy for either of us to keep living together after a breakup. She says she has nowhere to go. Her family isn't in a position to take her in, and she doesn't have close friends nearby. She used most of her savings on tuition, so she's basically broke. She says if I make her leave, she'll have to drop out of her program. I'm thinking of giving her 45 days to figure something out. That's more than legally required, but now she's saying that she wants to work things out. That maybe we moved... Okay, sorry, I got a notification. Okay, that maybe we moved too fast and that she was just stressed. I don't buy it. I feel like she's only saying that because she needs a place to stay, not because she actually wants to be with me. I don't hate her, but I also don't want to live with someone who dumped me and is only backtracking because she's scared. Would I be the a-hole for holding firm on this? I do not think he would be the a-hole. From what's going on, I could definitely tell that she expected him to do everything, and that, once he got upset enough to push back, that's when, she blew up and all that fun stuff like it just said. But I don't think he's the a-hole, even, if she does have nowhere to go, because there's plenty of she can get a job, for one. Sorry, I'm sitting on my feet, my legs and my feet are starting to go numb. Anyway, especially with her being a student, there's plenty of programs that would help with rent and all that fun stuff, or to get her into a place, or help her with the first couple months of rent so she can stay or save up and, get everything on track. So I think 45 days is, I think he should hold firm. It definitely seems to me that she is backtracking. And I don't really think that is right. Oops. Sorry about that. Stay. Okay. God damn it. I am so sorry about this. I did have a, God damn it. Okay, stay put. Okay, I'm just gonna hang on to you for a minute until I'm done scrolling through these. I did have a, what do they call them? Ring light for, when I would do my modeling and acting auditions, but it got broke. It got knocked over too many times for me tripping over it and just not taking it down when I should have, so I would trip over at 3 o'clock in the morning getting up. And yeah, so the light bulbs went out in it, so it only glows bright pink and purple, and that's when I could get, the cord in it moved around enough for it to actually work. Okay, I'm going to stop the video right here for just a second so I can go ahead and find a few more stories, and so I can make sure you guys stay upright. Okay, give it just a second. Okay, I am back. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more story to kind of just wrap up the video. And I am very sorry about tonight, this video being kind of such a disaster. But I promise the next few will be much better. And as soon as I am able to get a ring light, I will, in a better setup. So, okay. This is another from Am I the A-Hole? I, 28 female, made my daughter, 11 female, leave her first sleepover, and I feel terrible. Am I the a-hole? For context, I was/am a teen mom. My daughter is 11, and I am 16 years older than her. My dad was very strict when I was growing up, which is probably why I snuck around and got pregnant so young. I count on one hand how many out-of-home sleepovers I had, so I try not to be too strict on my kids because I know the trouble I got into behind my dad's back, and it made it worse that I couldn't be honest with him. However, I do everything in my power to keep my children safe. My 11-year-old has a friend, let's call her Amanda. I've met Amanda and her grandmother several times before, and she seemed sweet enough, so after both of the girls begging and contacting Amanda's mom, I agreed to let my daughter stay the night at her house. When I arrived, the first red flag was that Amanda was home alone. It also reeked of cigarette smoke to the point that my head started to hurt. I smoke sometimes myself, so when I tell you the smell was strong, it was strong. I stayed and hung out with the girls and Amanda's dog for a little bit, and when the mom finally arrived, she was noticeably intoxicated and drinking beers. She was also with another woman, who was her sister. There's a question mark. So, okay, who was also drinking, and her son. I'm not one to accuse people of the unthinkable right off the bat, but it just made me uncomfortable that an older boy was going to be at the home. He was about 17 to 18, since I had never met him before. The mom was also smoking cigarettes in the living room. I didn't want my daughter's first sleepover to be ruined, especially after the grandmother spent money getting the girls what they wanted to eat: dinner, dessert, snacks, etc. But I just had the worst feeling in my gut that I couldn't shake, so I had my husband make it a big excuse to go and pick her up at about 9 p.m. I explained the situation to my daughter honestly, and when she got back home reeking of cigarettes, and said she's not mad at me, but I can't seem to help feeling horrible over the whole thing. The grandmother is so sweet, and the girls seem to really be having fun, but it wasn't the best first impression. I couldn't shake it. I've been in bed sobbing for the last hour, feeling like I stole the experience from my daughter. To make matters worse, the mom called me and said that if I wanted to just stick to Amanda coming to my house, she was okay with it. So now I generally don't know if I made the right decision or not. I was just trying to follow my instincts, but I feel like I screwed everything up. Please help. No. No. She is not the a-hole whatsoever. And I'm not dogging on this mom by no means, so please do not think that I am doing that. But I would not have left my child there, especially after you know, them coming and drinking. The smoking, okay. I don't know how to. Okay, I know a lot of people who smoked, and I have smoked before, and I'm not talking about the Smeed. The cigarettes and stuff like that. I don't anymore, so please don't come for me. And if Mom, if you're watching this, she already knows because I got in trouble and caught with it. So anyway, I really don't think that these parents should suggest. That word is just not okay. At least step outside, or have a designated room, because from what I haven't done any research on it by no means, but from what I've been told, you can get really sick from secondhand smoke, or you could still get some of the effects, not as bad, but some of the effects as if you were just smoking a cigarette right then and there. So I definitely do not think that she made the wrong decision, and I'm glad that they're still able to be friends. The little girl can still go over to, this girl's house, and they can still have sleepovers. Ooh, that is definitely. I do get the mama guilt though. I know this seems a little odd, but me and my sister had taken my oldest to the mall, and they have these little little cars they can sit in and pretend to drive and all that fun stuff, and you could push it around and have your little cups in the top. Well, I was trying to I had talked to him about this all day. He was so excited, and we had got there to do it, and you have to rent the little things out. It's it's $10, but so I was trying to it wouldn't take my card because my card is messed up on the side. I have to order a new one. He had chewed on it, and it's just all bent. And then it wouldn't take more than it would not take more than 10. So I was going around to all the little stores in the mall seeing if I could buy something or if they could split my 20, and they wouldn't do it. So we ended up having to not do the car, and he got so upset and cried. I mean, we went to the food court and still got food and ice cream and stuff like that, and he was fine after 5 minutes, but I felt awful about it for a day, days after. And it still gets me a little bit talking about it. So I definitely understand the mom guilt there. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of this video here. I will work my best, or I will try my best to start posting more on a regular basis and filming when I'm not so tired, so I'm not messing up as much. But like I said, I promise I'm trying my best, and if you have any suggestions or comments or any questions for me for the Q&A video that I would like to do, then leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye.